Hello, and welcome to the Adrienne Ross Show, a product of the BMG Network. So glad you're tuned in at thebmgnetwork.com, the BMG Network's YouTube channel, or a major podcast platform. It's time for another exemplary episode. So here we go. I am so excited for this particular episode of the Adrienne Ross Show. And I am excited because I have three of my closest friends, three people who know me better than probably anyone else. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not, but I'm glad you're tuned in. This is an episode unlike any that I've ever done before. So tonight, today, this afternoon, whatever time you're listening, this isn't a time when we're talking about politics. We're not talking about education, although you might get an education. Not me. But this is a special show. So what is this all about, Adrienne? What's up with your three BFFs up here? Well, I have to tell you the background. Like I said, this is unlike any other show I've done. So what brings me to this particular type of show? Well, let me tell you the background of the show. My friends, who you're going to hear for, soon, or you're looking at right now, they came to me and they said, Adrienne, we would like to do a show about you where you're the center of attention. And they said, no, we know that you don't like to be the center of attention ever. You don't like the limelight. But we're going to put you in the limelight this time. Why? Because it's your birthday. So we think that it's a good idea that we celebrate you. And you're 52 years old now. You just had brain surgery not that long ago, and you deserve to be a little bit celebrated. And against my shy nature, I reluctantly agreed. And so here we are. Actually, that's not the case at all. I went to them and I said, this is my 52nd birthday. I done been through Hades and back and still going through stuff. And today is going to be all about me. So if you're watching or listening to this, and it happens to be Tuesday, the day the podcast always comes out every week, Tuesday, September 27th, it is my birthday. And I'm sure you are tuned in on September 27th, because I know since last Tuesday, you've been sitting on the edge of your seat waiting for this Tuesday's episode, as you always are. But if you had a brain cramp and did not catch this on September 27th, my actual birthday, whether it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, next week, next month, you are going to be, I believe, glad that you tuned in. Now, I have to say this. I don't know what this show is going to bring, other than I think it's going to be kind of fun. I don't have a script. I never have a script. But if it's possible to have less of a script than normal, I don't have a script at all. I really just asked them to share a memory that they have about me, because it's all about me on my birthday. So I asked them to share a memory. It could be funny. It could be serious. I don't know. I don't know. We haven't discussed it. And I'm sure they haven't discussed it with each other, with one another. So I don't know what's going to come out of it. But I asked them to share a memory. And then I said, maybe we'll do Queen for a day, depending on how this goes. And I don't know if you know Queen for a Day, but I'll explain it to you if we get to that point. So this is what I'll do to start. I'll start by just giving you the names of those who are here, and then I'll turn it over to them shortly. But I'm going to start with my friend whom I've known the longest. And so her name is Kiya Cordeau. Kiya, would you wave to the people?
Hello.
That's Kiya. And my goodness, we've known each other since college. We went to college together.
1988.
1988. So that's 34 years that we have known. And I know that's hard to believe because we don't even look 34, right? But
Come on now.
of course not. But yeah, but we went to college together, so that was upstate New York, and then since then, I mean, several years ago, she and her husband moved to Florida, and then to Texas, and then back to Florida, and I'm in Missouri now, and so you'll hear from Kiya soon. And then the friend that I've known the second longest here is another Kiya, technically Kiya. She's waving, and that's Kiya Walker, and we know each other also from New York. Now, Kiya and I met in 2001. So, how many years is that?
21.
21 years. Yeah, that's 21 years that we've known each other, and so you're going to get to
2001.
2000. Oh goodness, my ice maker's on. 2001. That was when I came to Rock Solid Church, and because when did you get married?
2002.
Okay, so she was engaged at the time. I didn't get an invitation to the wedding.
That's why I'm saying, was it 2001? Because I think I was a month before I got married, and Adrian still insists that she should have been invited to my wedding.
Yes, and her mother had to talk her into even getting to know me. But they're telling the stories today, not me. All right, and then my friend Kristi King.
Hello.
Okay, so I've known Kristi since 2009. So that is 13 years. And actually, I could actually get off the computer and just talk, and Kristi would be able to hear me because she only lives 6 houses down. We're in the same subdivision. So these are the BFFs in the house, and I don't know what they're going to do with this. You know, they have said, some had said that this was a lot of pressure, and Kiya and Kristi, I think, said this is a lot of pressure. The other Kiya just said, right? And so there's really no pressure because there's no agenda. There's no script at all. But it's all about me. It's all about me. Happy birthday to me. So I'm gonna start with the person on here who has known me longest, and that is Kiya Cordeau. So Kiya, you can take it away. I don't know if you want to start with the memory. I don't know if there's something you want to say before that. Like I said, there's no agenda.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely excited. Happy birthday. Happy pre-birthday.
Thank you.
Anything like, if I've taught you nothing, is that you need to celebrate an entire month.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, especially if you're over 50, I mean, honestly, that probably means 2 months.
That's a good idea.
That's it. I mean, so certainly glad to be here and glad to celebrate you. I wish I was closer. And I've got a room for you, and you come to take your Florida vacation always. So
yes,
David and I would love to have you always. So let's see. So I was talking to my husband about, okay, the funniest times or the memories. There's so many. But let's see. I think I would have to say, the first thing, let me say, first, when you mentioned it, I thought about what an entertainer you are, and how you have entertained masses over the last 100 years that we've known each other, and
half a century, right? No,
and we're right, half century, and I thought about your famous song that you have entertained your sorority sisters, "Bubbling Brown Sugar."
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So that was my first memory. So you're going to have to give us a taste of bubbling brown sugar.
Jump and shout.
That's the only words I know.
Bubbling brown sugar, joy is what it's all about. Bubbling brown sugar, bubble with a happy beat. Bubbling brown sugar is a stimulating Harlem treat. And yeah. I don't even know if those are the right words. I was pledging, and it was my entertainment.
Right. So that's way back, memory number 1. Memory number 2, that, I mean, it wasn't really that funny at the time, though. I was dying. I was not dying. That's the wrong word. It was hilarious to me, and I was laughing, was in 1993. No. Yes. 1993, when 4th of July, we were singing. Just before the waves of slumber how to rock my soul to sleep. And our boat flipped over and we were in the Hudson River and Adrian, we had a bunch of young people with us and Adrian
We were young people.
Because she constantly got mad with me. I don't know why, but she was always getting mad at me for something. And so,
it had something to do with your husband.
and
he wasn't your husband at the
she
time.
comes floating by and she's repentant. Lord, I'm so sorry. Lord, forgive me, Kiya. I'm sorry. I love you. I don't want to go to hell. Lord, forgive me. It was so funny.
Oh,
So, I mean, I think that tops the charts. That's the funniest.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, Adrian, you are not going to die right now. This is not your time. It is not the day. There's so much more for you. So I was crying. It was so funny.
It was scary. It was scary though. It really was scary. What was it? 7 of us on that boat.
Yeah.
And I think that was David. I think it was your boyfriend at the time, right? I think David had said he knew something wasn't right when Barry went floating by.
Right.
Barry just the boat I mean, we were thrown in so far apart that 4 boats, I think, had to rescue us.
Yeah.
It
was definitely serious. But I have to say, looking back, it had to have been the funniest.
Well, I also say all them folks who said they wanted to go to heaven, they weren't trying to go to heaven that day.
That day.
Fighting over the life jackets, everything. Yeah. That was
holding on to the back of the boat. The boat was upside down, and we're holding on to it and just floating by. So yeah, that was a time.
And you guys went the next year, same thing. Not me.
We go the next year?
Yes, you did, because they covered it in the newspaper again, and you were out there. And thank God we were near the lighthouse. They were able to see us, and
Yeah, well, that was definitely the Lord protected us. We had, because their neighbor, David's neighbor, happened to be on it right in the same line, and they had a light and they saw the boat go down. They saw something and they came over, and then of course rescued his sister. And we didn't even know that she went under. So yeah, that definitely had some very serious tones. But your part was not one of them.
Yeah. Well, I thought so. I was so scared. And they're like, who do we get? They're like, who do we rescue first? And Bob had lost his glasses.
Yes.
Right? And so they're like, who do we get first? They're like, get Bob. They're like, who's Bob? I'm like, I'm Bob.
Bob was the only one who had the life vest on. Everybody else was kind of holding on to it. We didn't have it actually on at the time. And we're like, he's screaming like you would not believe. We're like, be quiet. You're floating. Okay. Stop making so much noise.
Yeah. Right. Well, yeah, that's quite an experience we had.
Yeah, that was all right.
We
had a lot, but I have to say that was Bubbling Brown Sugar to 19, probably that had to have been 92, 91.
Bubbling Brown Sugar?
90?
That would have been 91.
91.
Yeah.
And then 93 and
after college was done. Yeah.
College, yeah.
Yeah. Now Bubbling Brown Sugar, I used to really get up and do the whole.
Yeah.
They loved it.
Yes. Oh, and I have to share this one more thing because this hit my mind. I didn't think about this weekend, but it just hit me as one of the things that I just love to do with you is when we used to sing Glory, Glory.
Yes.
And then Sheila used to say I sang it wrong. I'm like, what do you mean? Remember Sheila used to say, you're not singing it right.
I don't remember her.
Anyway,
yeah, I enjoyed it.
We had a time when we used to sing that together.
Yes.
So I definitely miss that.
Oh yeah. And Beyond the Open Door, because you had to always hum because I didn't know I couldn't hear the
oh yeah.
In the things.
I forgot about that one.
But
we've done a lot together.
Yeah, it's a lot. That's why it was hard to come up with one memory, I think, because there's so many. But I know that Mrs. Walker, Kiya Walker, has has something to share. I don't know why I'm laughing already about it, but
well, this is what I think it's cool, and I'm glad how you introduced us is because I think each you at different stages of life. And when I heard about the stories of you, I'm so happy that Kiya had you in that state.
Yeah, you are happy. You should be happy. I was a mess. Yeah.
And And so I'm like, we're friends because God had at the right moment, the perfect timing. And because some of the stuff that Kiya dealt with, I would not have been a good friend to have dealt with. But of course, one of my favorite memories to be a form of entertainment was the Rock Solid Church rap. Of course, we had a talent show, and this was like one of the most. I knew Adrienne could write. I know that she could do like poems, and she was like quick with. But she was like, "Yeah, I want to be in a talent show," and I'm like, "Okay." And she was just like, "We should be in it." I'm like, "I have no talent," and she's like, "Do like a rap or something," and I'm like, "I don't rap. I don't like have any talent." Oh, I was just like, she was just like, "No, let's just think of different things." So I think we sat on about like an hour or so. Adrienne loves taking baths. She was in the bathtub. Started talking about different people in the church and like funny things that they do or may have. And
Hold on. Let me clarify. I was in the bathtub at my house.
Oh yeah, not at my house. We were on the phone.
He said, I can see somebody thinking that you were sitting on you're on the toilet lid, and I'm in the bathtub, and we're working on this together.
Oh my God.
So she did her own home. And so I think scenarios, and I'm like, yeah, remember when so and so did this? Remember when they said this? And next thing you know, Adrienne had a pledge rap. It was my husband, Larry. He did the beatbox. Performed at the talent show for New Year's. It was New Year's, right?
Yeah. New Year's Eve.
We had to perform again on a Sunday morning.
Oh my goodness. So much fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun. And that's when I was just like, all right, this girl is, and when it comes to like being quick and thinking of raps and thinking of playing, that was like my first experience. But another funny story with Rock Solid.
Oh no.
Well, we used to have, I think it was like Christmas, and we used to play games for Christmas party. And one particular year, we had to play some game where we had to give our middle name. Adrienne was not fond of her middle name, and I saw a different Adrienne where I was thinking maybe she was gonna fight the whole church because they was trying to pressure her to give her middle name, and she wasn't trying to have it. And anybody who knows Adrienne too, back then, she used to carry a tub of Vaseline.
She still does. I'm saying,
yeah.
And the difference would be
right.
So, I'm kind of.
It used to be bigger. It used to be bigger.
Thinking, she say it's for chapped lips, but after that, what was taking place when she didn't want to give up her name, I'm thinking maybe she just throw it on her. She's a fight sometime soon. But anyway, that is pressure to give up her name and her middle name, and she was not trying to hear it. You continue the game, or was you last? Like, what happened? It was horrible.
It was terrible.
Horrible, to the point that she was like, "Kiya, do you think I should apologize?" And I was like, y'all, you need to stand up in front of the whole congregation.
She'd probably do that same thing if it was last week. I'm just saying.
No, I've come to embrace it. I've gotten better. But
so now, do you want to tell what your middle name is?
You can tell them my middle name.
Louise?
It's Louise. It is
Louise.
I think it's pretty.
I just realized, I just learned recently that it means famous warrior. So
she's embraced it.
I've embraced it.
That was the trick they told you to tell them.
It was. Kiya is it really was bad. Like I was even rude to pastor's wife. And I was like, I told y'all I'm not giving my middle name. Mm-mm. And they just kept going, right? Didn't they, Kiya?
They kept going. I was like, thinking and stuff. And Larry said to me, don't you give out her middle name. And I was, okay, I ain't saying nothing.
Right?
That's hilarious.
Because I was ready to go. I was done after that. And then somebody pulled me aside and he was like, I know your middle name. And I was like, if that makes you feel good, great. And he was like, yeah, I told you I wasn't the middle name. And I had made that clear at the beginning. But I remember saying to Kiya, I was like, should I apologize to the church? She was like,
Wait, did you?
I did not apologize to the church, but they never played that game again, I don't think.
No, the game was banned from the church. Played it again, ever. Shut it down.
It was like, Adrian needs deliverance.
They opened up the baptismal tank, huh?
Yeah. I'm like, it was embarrassing, but yeah.
Oh.
So thank you, Kiya. And my neighbor and my friend. What about you, Kristi King?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for Kiya Cordeau for raising her up to a point, and then Kiya Walker raising her up to another point, because third time is a charm.
And I'm still
you get the best, right?
I get the best of it. I mean, you weed all everything out. No, seriously though. First of all, happy early birthday. Well, it'll be your birthday the day this airs, but happy early birthday. It's really cool to get to do this and everything. I have to admit, I feel just a tad bit jealous because I don't have as many years and as many memories as everybody else,
You got a lot.
Yeah. But no, I don't know. One of the memories, I have come to find out that Adrian has a little bit of a clumsy streak in her. And she has this thing with running into things. And we were at my parents' house, and she was walking toward the kitchen and had her, I don't know if she was I can't remember if she was on the phone or what, but she had her head down and she literally just ran right into the wall.
Oh no.
And we laughed. Once we found out she was okay, we laughed and laughed and laughed.
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh
hilarious.
my goodness.
Oh
that, and then when you were at the radio station with me and we were coming out of the studio and it had glass doors. And she was going out like boom.
Right into the wall.
Left a nose and forehead print right on the glass.
No.
But you know what? The glass, you can almost understand. I don't know how I ran into the wall in your parents' house.
Yeah, I don't know how you did either, but
I've never seen your mom laugh so hard.
Oh my goodness, she was laughing that when you ran into the wall. I mean, like I said, once we found out you were okay, obviously we're not gonna laugh at you if you're hurt. But once we found out you were okay, oh my goodness. Yeah, my mom was laughing. Well, we all were. I mean, we were laughing so hard we had tears running down our faces. And if I remember right, I think that might have been the same night that we went downstairs and mom was helping. Oh, this might have been two different times. And we were downstairs and my mom was ironing my dress or something for my graduation party. And Adrian was sitting there and she was proceeding to instruct my mom on how to iron, who has been ironing for probably 75 years or more, And my mom turned around and she put her hand on her hip and she goes, "Are you seriously going to tell me how to iron?"
And I was like,
I feel like I heard that
she's
story
like, you are not. Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was. I was like, "Oh, what was I thinking?"
It was so funny because the way my mom said it too. Of course, she wasn't mad or anything by any means, but she was just like, "Are you gonna tell me how to iron?"
On the side like that.
Cracked up,
and it was like an eye opener. I was like, "Yeah, what am I doing?" I don't even I'm not a master ironer.
Yeah, it was just funny. It was so funny. But yeah, running into the walls and stuff, and in the time that she lived here with me, we lived here, she lived here for 10 months before she got her own place. And she started this new diet. And I was like, I came out of my room one morning and smelling like chicken cooking at like 7 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, Adrian, you got to go. And I was like, this is not working. I'm like, I can't do this at 7 o'clock in the morning. Smelling chicken cooking, hamburger cooking. It was bad.
It was the fish that kind of got to you too.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's right. That's what sent it over. It was like,
Oh my goodness.
I was like, this isn't going to work.
Well, I was doing I had a personal trainer and he had me on this diet. And in the beginning, you eat so much food. It was like 3 meals and it's a lot of protein. So for breakfast, you're eating, chicken that you're making or fish or whatever.
Okay.
And I think the fish was really, and the way your house is,
It's all open. It's an open
that
concept. You can't escape it. I mean, you just can't.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Except if I'm in my bedroom with the door shut. I mean, it's like that was my first smell coming out of my bedroom.
no.
Morning.
Kristi, you should have texted me and I would have told you how to get around that.
Oh, really? So how would I go around that?
Yeah, see, I used to cook food for Adrian, but my husband said, no, not in the house. So I had to go outside and cook it on the grill.
Oh, I had hired Kiya for a while. That's right. Do you know what my favorite thing was that you cooked for me? Am I saying it right? Kibasi. I used to love that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just full of.
So while we're on the subject of food, because I had that on my list.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so have you guys ever went out with Adrian when she orders a burger?
Oh my! When she orders anything
Anything to do with meat.
Yes.
I'm like, Adrian, let's go out to eat, but you're not allowed to order a burger.
No.
Like, tells the waiter or the waitress, I want a burger, but I want it well done. I want no pink. Almost to the point that it's burnt.
Yes.
You're gonna think it's burnt.
Instruction, and then they don't get it right, and she's like, they always mess up my burger. Like, what the heck? Like, is this a? And
no, but you have to wait. Have you been there when she says, okay, wait a minute, what kind of seasoning do you put on it? All right, well, I do like oregano. I do like that. I don't know about that. Is that going to be good? It's a 10-minute process. I'm like, are you serious right now? Well, wait a second. Can I get that on the side? Can I get the pepper on the side? What about
too much.
Can I get that on the side? And the French fries, are they long? Are they short? Are they?
I didn't realize I was that big, except for the burger. The burger, I know, because I can't. And I always coach your husband. And Kiya Cordeau, he would be like, if a good physician can get this back up on his feet, I don't want it, And so I'm just, man, that's like something on Alma was doing. I'm like that bad.
Yes.
I always do
the burger.
Yeah. I always say, like Kristi just mentioned, I always say, you're gonna think it's burnt. I'm gonna think it's just done. Because if you don't, then you come out with something I just can't eat.
I'm like, well, you better order a whole lot of water or something because you're gonna need something so you don't choke.
Right?
They're like no flavors left, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So anyway, that's
on my list. Okay. What about the obsession of Subway sandwiches for every meal?
Subway?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the macadamia nut cookies.
Eat Subway sandwiches every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
I mean, like for every meal.
Yeah.
I did.
What that?
I did eat Subway a lot, and it was to the point where they didn't even ask. Like by the time they see me pull in, my sandwich would be made by the time I got in.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get for free. But they would be because I was such a good customer. Kristi, what are you gonna say?
Well. Speaking of Subway, we know you like the macadamia nut cookies, right? And you like hold me accountable so I don't eat a whole bunch. I'm on a diet and I'm trying not to eat too much. Let's just see what Adrian said.
He still has this. What year was that?
This was May 14th, 2010.
Uh-oh.
In my classroom, lunchtime. I was about to go.
Yeah.
Can we hear it? We'll be able to hear it.
I'm gonna try to go ahead and I'll see. Let me see if I can get it.
Okay.
That is so funny.
Yeah,
Okay, here we go. Sorry.
yeah. Trying to be held accountable.
In your appointment. I'm calling to tell you, I really want to go to Subway, and I really want the white macadamia nut, and I'm going to get me 2 cookies. And I just wanted to tell you because I could say no, but I really, really want that white macadamia nut. So I'm going, and I had one yesterday.
That's a shame.
I had to be held accountable, and so I had to tell her.
Just keep
Oh,
it
it's so funny. You're like, and I had one yesterday too.
No, that's funny. What about, I don't know if Miss Romano is a listener, but Adrian, it was Adrian's idea. Put this out there. One time we had home group, and I don't remember the ice cream to home group. Was it you or I? I don't know. Do you remember this?
I think I remember what you're gonna say.
And we left home group, and Adrian wanted ice cream, and she was like, that
was you.
Uh-oh.
It was her. The ice cream, buddy ate it is that at the Romanos.
It was the next day.
No, was it the same day?
Did I want to go back to their house and get the ice cream?
Yes.
That you brought?
But you
brought it.
so
Well,
you
we
brought
didn't
the
eat it.
ice cream. You brought the ice cream to the
We
Rano's
brought
house
the ice cream to the Romano's house for
for
and
it
we
to get
didn't
together.
end up eating it.
Oh,
And then
got it.
Adrian wanted ice cream.
Oh no.
Adrian,
she said, I'm going to go back and get my ice cream.
and so he's always saying our door is always open.
They never locked the door.
No.
It was the next day.
Was it the next day?
Yes, because that night they would have been home. And I thought it was you who wanted the ice cream.
No, it was you
And
that wanted the ice cream.
I think you wanted it, and I agreed to go with you. I didn't know that.
I'll take some ice cream. Well,
Oh my
anyway, I
goodness.
think it was her that came up with the ice cream was still at the Romano's house.
And we went.
We went to the Romano's house, and it just kind of started off like as a joke to see if they would notice that it was gone. But I think we took the ice cream, ate the ice cream, and then we kind of like forgot to even like say, hey, did y'all remember?
I don't think we ever told them.
We never told them. So there you go, Pastor Romano.
Uh-oh.
Ice cream.
You know,
Like, wasn't there ice cream in my
Passion.
room?
I find it, I don't remember it that way at all. I remember Kiya saying they leave their door open. I want some ice cream and let's go. And I'm like, we can't go in their house and they're not home. Kiya's like, the door's always unlocked.
But wait a second, they lived right next to Stewart's, basically. Didn't they
No,
live near Stewart's?
No, well, down the street. Yeah, they live next to the school.
But it was
And you
always
did
nice
too.
to go to their house and get the ice cream.
I ain't had no ice cream though.
Ah.
I don't remember that. I don't seem
Oh
like
my
something I would do.
That don't sound like nothing I would do.
More than me going in their house when they ain't home and knowing the door's unlocked. You know what? You know what? I don't know, but I know we went, so it's just as bad.
Wow.
Right?
It was, and it was supposed to be, but then I think we both like to like say like, hey, we stole something out of your house. Ice cream.
I don't think we ever said it. Wouldn't have minded, but you know, yeah, that was. That's
Wait. So I had to teach Adrian how to drive.
yes. Oh,
That's funny.
you did. Well, the funny part is that I was letting her teach me how to drive. What was wrong with me?
So I have Kiya to blame, right?
Right, exactly. Well, she's a little stubborn, so, but we're not criticizing today. That's right, I forgot. So, yeah. So she was like, "Why are you yelling at me?" I'm like, "I'm not yelling, but let's live. We don't want to die."
Hey, but didn't you teach her on a standard car?
Yes, it is true.
Yes, exactly. And
When I met you, you were driving still.
And that, this is my first car that I've ever had that was automatic. I've always had a standard. But I find that funny that Kiya would mention that because she's the person who drives the car a stick, clip her toenails while she's driving, or
an emergency,
or she's got a plate of food, okay, with a knife and a fork.
I had to multitask.
Wait, let me finish. And she won't eat without praying before she eats, which I understand. But closing one eye while you're driving down the street with a knife and a fork and a stick shift. If I were you, I wouldn't bring up driving.
Okay.
And when we were in college, our friends used to be like, "Wait, you know how people like to be like call the shotgun?" They were like, "When Kiya drive, be like, I want the back. No, I want the back."
But yet you came to me to teach you how to drive. Just
I had no choice.
Pointing that out.
I had no choice.
Yeah, I had no choice. So anyway, okay, so Queen for a day. So we'll do this. We won't spend a whole lot of time on this. We do this really fast. But as far as the constructive criticism, I consider that a gift also. But what I failed to mention was that I also get to rebut.
Ooh. Of course you do.
I can rebut.
Number one.
Your constructive criticism, I might have a rebuttal for that. I don't know. But but anyway, I'm gonna Kiya Cordeau on you. For those of you, if you're listening, watching, if you're not familiar with Queen for a Day, I guess there are different ways to do it. But if you're in the same room, you're fortunate enough to be in the same room, one person sitting in the center, there's a circle around them, and generally they take turns saying something positive about it. And like I said, they forced me into this. This was not something that I would generally come up with myself. But they said, it's your birthday, September 27th. And so we're going to do this. And so, and just to even it out, I was like, all right. So in addition to something positive as Queen for a Day, I will also take a constructive criticism as well. And so, because that's helpful, but you know, that's how we do it. And so, Kiya Cordeau, you want to start?
Let's see. So I guess going back to all of our memories is that you are an amazing entertainer, an amazing writer, and just you love beyond what most people can consider, necessary. So, you know what I mean? So anyone that ever meets Adrienne will know if you fall in love with Adrienne, she will love you completely and wholeheartedly, and when she messes up, she will repent. She's real good about, I'm gonna put that on your Tinder account. Is Tinder the one now? There's so many different ones. I gotta find the best one.
Well, is that for like finding a mate or something?
Yeah.
A mate or a date, right?
A mate or a date.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay. And at any rate, so I would say yes, that your qualities are. I mean, there's so many wonderful things, but that we have some of the best times that I've had in life have been with you, and it can always go back to a song or a poem or a funny story or we just enjoy each other's company, and I can say that anybody who knows Adrienne will enjoy her company. I mean, hands down. So that's my Queen for a Day. You get the crown.
Oh, thank you. And that's so very kind of you. What she's leaving out is some of the worst time she's had with me.
Well,
those early stages.
Some things don't need to be said.
I know, right? It's not quite as bad when I say it, I guess.
Yeah,
but I've come a long way. So yeah.
So you want constructive criticism? Because I thought
one piece of
one.
Wait, how many you got?
Gearing up. No. I would say is that you are cautious.
Oh my God.
Yes. And I say, girl, live, take a risk, take 2, take 5 risks. So that's my constructive criticism is give it all you got and go. and enjoy and have fun. And I can say that you've done a little bit. I was surprised when you got your motorcycle license, bought a motorcycle. I mean, that was so unlike you. And something else I thought of, but just in general, I would say you're overly cautious. So.
Moved to Missouri. Okay. All right. So, but I find that interesting because I remember I went through that. I mean, I've been cautious, but I remember when I went whitewater rafting is around the same time of some changes. I went whitewater rafting. I went to Guatemala. Then I went to Africa, and I did buy the motorcycle, and people were like so surprised, and so was I, because I knew that the mission trips were from the Lord, because that just wasn't me. Right. And then the whitewater rafting, and not only that, I can't even swim, and I jumped off the boats, whitewater rafting. I mean, I jumped up. We got out of the raft, went up on that big old rock called Elephant Rock. Forgot how many feet it is, and into the water.
Wow.
I jumped. Yeah.
Adrian, how long ago was that?
Oh goodness, it was around Guatemala time. So it would have been about 2005.
So I would say a little piece of Janet Jackson. What have you done lately?
Okay. Oh yeah.
So that's my constructive criticism.
Okay.
Have some fun.
Yeah. All right. I feel like right now, go ahead, Kiya. Yeah.
No, because my notes, I had to do notes. It says, take more risk. This is the word of the Lord, honey.
Yep.
That was my notes.
Preach.
Like, that's what was, because I was like, I don't know. I can't think of anything, blah, blah, blah. And I'm literally like, I'm thinking deep, like, and I'm like, this is what came to mind. Take more risk. And so that's what I wrote down. So this is confirmation.
You don't see me as a risk taker?
No.
No.
You're not.
I think I take more risk.
I don't see that at all.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I would have never said anything about you being too cautious. Either that says something about me because I'm too cautious, and I'm more cautious even than you are.
You told me recently I needed to be less cautious. We had a whole more cautious and less cautious. So hold that thought. But Kiya, you feel like do you think you're more of a risk taker than I am?
Who, me?
Kiya. No, I know you are, Kiya Cordeau. I know you are. You need to be reined in.
I need to do this. And actually, when I was typing, I was just like, yeah, this is for me too. Like, I'm serious. This is it.
It's, that's so interesting because I see myself like in a minute, I'm like, people are like, how do you get up and just get in your car and drive all the way to New York by yourself? And stop at the hotel overnight and do, just things like that a lot of people will be like, I wouldn't do that by myself. And I've been one to say, if I don't do certain things by myself because of, not to get all deep or whatever, although that's okay, there are things that I just would never get to do.
Right.
If I didn't do it by myself. Like I've heard people, I've invited people years ago, I invited people even to church. I'm like, oh, I can't go if my husband don't go. And I'm like, man, if I waited to have somebody to do certain things with me, I would never do it. So I consider myself as a person who has been very cautious. I see myself as a risk. I think now it's different because I work from home and I feel like I'm a little.
Yeah, you got to shake it up.
I think you better ponder on that, honey, because I'm telling you, that's it.
All right, well, I'll think about that. Now, what's the positive thing?
My positive, oh yeah, that's right. I had said that, well, one of the things that I admire you for is your faithfulness. And when I met Adrian, you were doing jail. Remember you were doing jail ministry? And at that time, like you were like the only person that was doing jail ministry. So that means she was going every Saturday to jail. And we would have like, my family is always like partying all the time, this barbecue, this thing, just somebody's birthday, this and that. And I'm like, oh, Adrian, come to this, come to this, come to that. And she'd be like, what time is it? And I would tell her the time and she'd be like, oh, I got to go to jail. And I'm like, I'd be looking at her like, what? Going off.
I know, right?
They went nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was thinking. And you know, and but she wouldn't, and we would have prayer, was 6 o'clock prayer, and then jail was like at 7 o'clock, and Adrian was faithfully there for prayer and faithfully there for jail. And I was like, I mean, and this is for years. This is not just like a couple of months. This was for years. And then when I did jail ministry, but when I did it, we had a rotating schedule. So I was only going in there once a month. But it made me stop and think of all that time that she just gave, you know, and faithfully went every Saturday, faithfully went to prayer. And I'm like, man, that is like amazing. And would really, and then if she went to an event, she would leave early. Like she would go and then be like, oh, I have to leave. I mean, it could be a church event. It could be whatever it was. She would leave. She would make sure she went, and she would, you know, give her best to those ladies in there. And I admire that so much. And it was just a testament of her faithfulness, not only to, you know, to her commitment to what she made to church, but ultimately to God, because she said that this is what she was going to do for these ladies that were incarcerated. And then when I did jail and I saw how they appreciated, you know, the time that anybody gave to come in, let alone someone to come every single Saturday. But I was just like, okay, well, now I see what Adrian was giving herself to, because it is a ministry and it is a blessing, and they do look forward to it, and it does change lives. So that's what I've always admired of you. And that was something that I had to, you know, share about.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm certainly not infallible in that, but that means a lot to me, because I still remember that one time you said to me, if I could think of one adjective to describe you, it would be faithfulness. And that has always meant a lot to me. You know, like Pastor Jerome will always say, we have 3 qualifications, 3 requirements for leadership in this church. And he would say gifts are a dime a dozen. But he was like, the 3 requirements that we have for leadership in this church are faithfulness, faithfulness, and faithfulness, you know. And so that does matter. So I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you. All right. Kristi King.
So the positive stuff, I would say something that really, I mean, just your loyalty, which I guess could be kind of like the faithfulness too. Kind of like what Kiya Cordeau said, when you love deeply. And when you're passionate about something, you're very passionate about it. And it's like, it's kind of like with you, it's all or nothing. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that you focus, you get something you're passionate about and you focus on it, whether that's you know, your career type stuff, or whether it's friendships or whatever. You're very passionate about your friendships and about your things that you do in your life. And you're generous. You're very generous, like almost to a fault. And you've helped me out a few times, and it's been very appreciated. Whenever I didn't have a job for a little while, and you helped me out, and I hope that I've been able to help you out in things, you know.
Absolutely.
Maybe not monetarily, but in other things, you know, to help you. But yeah, and just your loyalty and just your generosity. It means a lot. It means a lot. And your tenacity, you're tenacious, very tenacious. It's kind of what, and I mean, I saw that a lot, just like whenever you were going through everything with Aunt Alma, and your tenacity to try to stay positive about everything. I very rarely saw you break down about it. It was you stayed pretty right here. You know, I knew days that were worse than others and everything. But you stayed even, and you were just tenacious on being positive about everything. So, yeah, so that's my, that I can think. Yeah. Yeah. Constructive. Yeah,
She's like,
no. No. Whenever you're when you ask and get this out, you're already asking a new question before you get a chance to finish the question that you asked before. It's like, you know what? I promise I'll answer this question. What if you give me a chance to finish this one?
I know Kiya Walker's like, because she's always like, that's it. I know you, Ross. I know.
And I can't keep up. I'm like going, wait, one question at a time.
Especially if it's in text form. It's like, dang, I'm still texting.
I know, right? It's kind of like, or whatever, you get a text with like 5 questions in one text, and it's like,
I'm the reason why Apple, the iPhone, now has that reply. You can hit reply to the particular question in case there's, you got a whole long thing.
Yeah, that's true, but you still have to reply to 5 questions in one text.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. I know. I do. If I'm curious, that's true.
Yeah, it's just funny.
You have no rebuttal to that? What?
I know, right?
I know it's
something
true.
Else.
Yeah, you got to think of a good one, Kristi.
I know that it's true. And well, it's not really a rebuttal, but my answer to that, I guess, is that I say to Kristi sometimes, it just shows that I'm interested. Like I'm legitimately interested in what we're talking about. She's like, I know, but I got to get it out, before I can't keep up.
Because on the other side, you're thinking, are you listening? Because you're already thinking about another question before I get a chance to finish the answer.
I'm listening. I keep trying to tell you, I'm just advanced. I was potty trained by 9 months. Okay. And so my mother reminded me of that just the other day. So I'm ahead of most.
True?
It is true. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So at 9 months, you were potty trained, so you could like walk and go to the toilet yourself.
I did that fact. Well, and I think she did tell me I was walking by 9 months, but she couldn't, she was just telling me the other day, like, I wanted to be on, like, I wanted nothing to do with the little pot that they had or the diaper pot or anything. I wanted to be on. So by then I was already saying, let me use the bathroom. And so, pointing or however I was, I don't know what I was saying, but I was indicating that's. So she said by 9 months. Yeah.
Wow. So I'm assuming she probably had to pick you up and put you on the toilet.
But I think I was walking too early. I was really, really maybe by 9 months,
Wow.
And so that explains a lot about,
Is that what it is? Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna really as we go to ending, because I know that it's been a while. It's been some time that we've spent together, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. But I thought Kristi was gonna share something that she probably wouldn't share, because she'd be like, I wouldn't even tell that on myself. But I remember one time we went, wherever she was, I was meeting her at this restaurant. This was many years ago.
You're right. I wouldn't share that. You go ahead though.
It was at McAllister's. We were gonna go eat. So we were coming. Did we eat at the restaurant? Okay, I didn't know if we picked it up. But all I know is we were leaving the restaurant and I was going to my car. And so Kristi's like in my car, and she was just like,
Wait, it was when we met at the restaurant, you got out of your car.
Oh, it was when I first got there?
Yeah, when you first got there.
So
go ahead.
She was like, if I remember this correctly, she was like, Sissy, don't ever come out of the house looking like that again. Oh, no. She's like, your pants are too short. Your sweatshirt is kind of picky, and the pants got cat hair on.
I took a picture of that, Kristi.
I love you and everything, but don't leave the house like that no more.
She had brown slip-on shoes.
Oh no.
Black socks, black faded out jeans that were probably this much too short, and an old sweatshirt, and it was picky, an old sweatshirt, and she just covered in cat hair, and I was just like, I'm like, sissy, I love you, but don't do that ever again.
Yeah, funny.
And they're like, why is she coming down on herself? I don't know what was going on that day, but
I don't remember either. I don't remember. Maybe I have no idea, but I was just like, I'm like, all righty then.
so I just told her myself, happy birthday, right?
Yeah, yeah. You told them yourself.
Yes. Wow. I really appreciate spending this time with all of you and making me laugh and remember and cringe a little bit and so I really appreciate it. And like I said that they made me do this, but of course they did not. I actually said, you know what, I want to do this for my birthday and just hear some memories. I'm 52. I've earned that right. And I had brain surgery, so I deserve it. So that's
brain surgery.
Yes, Kristi said like that because it was before I was gonna have brain. I had just agreed that I was gonna have the brain surgery, and so obviously they had told me I shouldn't be having all the sugar and stuff, before the brain surgery. And when they said, "Oh, you have diabetes," even before we knew that it was caused by the tumor on the pituitary gland. And so I was like, can we stop at Casey's? And I'm like, I want a brownie. And she's like, sissy, because of sugar. Sissy. I was like, but I'm going to have brain surgery. Brain surgery. It's going to be okay. That was my excuse for like everything.
Surgery.
I deserve it. And it's going to be
this brownie.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. So September 27th. Tuesday, if you're watching this the day that this will come out. We're recording this a few days early, but September 27th is my birthday, 52. Wow, can you imagine? And very blessed to have these friends and for them to take this time to spend with me and honor me and indulge me. Really, I really,
Our pleasure.
appreciate it. Yes. Any final words as we wrap up the Adrienne Ross show?
Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah.
Okay. One more thing that is a good quality of you is that you do believe the best in everyone.
To a fault.
To say that sometimes people do get on your nerves, and you can always tell when people get on your nerves when you start calling them folks. Adrienne will be like, folks need to get saved. Folks folks need to be prepared.
Yes.
So
yes.
I have to say that because I do appreciate that you do believe the best of people, but folks be getting on your nerves too at times.
Yes.
And folks are folks, right?
Yeah. Folks are folks. I do use that term too. Like Kiya be like, oh good, she does say folks. But what cracks me up when she started with Adrienne believes the best, it tickles me because sometimes I can't help, I'm just wired that way. So Kiya will be sharing something and I'm like, well maybe, and I don't know about Kiya Cordeau, but I know Kristi, she gets frustrated with me sometimes too because I'm always like, well maybe they didn't mean it that way, or maybe and Kiya Walker will be like, no, she meant it. She meant it, and she needed to be put in her place,
Yeah, and then Kiya Walker always says, Miss Ross, they meant it. Miss Ross.
No,
and so whenever she does that to me now, I look at it and I'm like, oh, Miss Ross.
That's great.
Maybe they didn't mean it like that. So any final words from anybody else other than good night?
This is fun.
Yes, this was great. Thank you for sharing your birthday with us.
Yes.
I so appreciate it.
Thank you guys for sharing it. And I take that to heart. I need to, have some more risks. I don't know. I'm telling you, once this body going through some stuff with this body, when we get this body going, y'all might not be able to keep up with me.
I want to see it. I want to see it.
Yes. So, all right. So thank you. And I might as well just end this right now. I'll have them here. Thank you all for tuning into this episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, a product of the BMG Network. I'm so grateful that you're tuned in. Please go to the bmgnetwork.com and check out the other podcasters. We are engaging, informative, enlightening, and I dare say entertaining as well. And also please share with a friend. And go to a major podcast platform and leave a rating and a review. We really, really appreciate it. So, good night from Kiya Cordeau. Wave at the people.
Good night.
Kiya Walker.
Good night.
Kristi King. Wave at the people.
Good night.
On 3, happy birthday, Adrian. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday, Adrian.
I love you, ladies. I love you, ladies.
We love you too.
God bless you abundantly. Catch you on the next time.
Bye.
Bye.
The Adrian Ross Show was produced and edited in the BMG studio. The music was provided by Kevin MacLeod. Find more episodes of The Adrian Ross Show at thebmgnetwork.com and major podcast platforms. Be sure to tune in regularly. You don't want to miss even one episode.